As you probably all know by now, there is a massive boat stuck in the Suez Canal. And because of this, worldwide shipping has been significantly impacted because, well, just look at this. Every colorful dot or triangle that you see is a ship. Now, not necessarily a cargo ship, but a ship nonetheless. And as you can see, there's a lot of them. Now, when news broke that the ship was stuck in the Suez Canal last week, they had rough estimates that they would get the ship unstuck by this weekend. And by this weekend, I mean that the weekend that we just came out of, because it's now Monday. Ship's still stuck. Because there's just a lot of things that they have to do to get a ship that is larger than the size of the Empire State Building unstuck, which means that we could be here a while. And from what I heard on the news this morning, the ship is allegedly but partially unstuck. Like they've been able to get some movement, but there's no like clear definitive answer like, yep, we're going to be out by tomorrow at noon. Like there's still a lot of work to be done. And even whenever the ship does get unstuck, according to reports, it could take well up to 10 days to get the traffic back to normal. And for the companies that use the Suez Canal to ship cargo back and forth, some of them could suffer some pretty decent losses. For example, if there's like food on board, pretty much an entire loss. However, if they are shipping like non-perishables or auto parts or what have you, it's not that they'll be useless, but maybe there will be supply chain issues, maybe they'll miss deadlines, which then could put back everything else in motion because certain things aren't arriving when they should, and then that slows everything else down. For the ships that are waiting around for this fiasco to solve itself, they really only have two options of how to get past and or around the Suez Canal. Option number one is they can just wait it out. They can believe that whatever they're being told, that the ship will eventually become unstuck and they will be able to sail through. But like I just mentioned from the reports, if and when that ship does get unstuck, there is going to be a significant backlog. So just because if it gets unstuck today, ships might have to wait a week and a half before they can actually get through. Or option two, they say, screw it. I'm going around Africa like we did in the good old days. And I'm just going to do that. And I'm going to deal with the fact that there's pirates. No, not those pirates. I'm talking about those pirates. Do you think that they just made a movie about those pirates and they weren't even real? No, they're very much real. I am the captain now. With all of that being said, which stocks could see a rise due to this whole fiasco? But before I tell you those stocks to watch and look at, if you do enjoy stock market news, analysis, as well as options content, feel free to stick around and subscribe because that's what this channel is all about. Shipping stocks such as Nordic American Tankers, Frontline, and DHT Holdings have seen a massive spike on the news that this ship is stuck. And you're probably thinking, why the heck is this guy telling me to look at shipping companies when the shipping companies are the ones that are being affected? One word: oil. A few more words: those companies are the companies that are shipping oil. Basically, investors are betting that oil will have a short-term spike due to this news. And at the moment, Nordic Tankers have basically announced that they said that they're considering the idea of going around Africa to deliver the oil. And this could provide a very nice profit for the company because they are changing their routes. I found a tweet that explains this situation, fairly well, and here it is on the side of the screen. Basically, the tweet is saying that if flows remain disrupted, that some European refiners could run short, which means that they might be willing to pay a little extra for the oil that these companies are currently holding on their ships. Now, a couple things to know. One, this is not a long-term thing that I'm telling you about. This is the definition of short term. This is the definition of day trading, which is the definition of swing trading. I am not in any way, shape, or form saying that these three companies are solid long-term investments. But if you do like to dabble in momentum trades and swing trading and what have you, these stocks are basically just moving. There's a pretty decent amount of volatility in these stocks at the moment. And if you like to play options like I do, and if you want to learn, feel free to stick around. But if you are an options market person such as myself, these are the stocks at the moment where you can see triple digit gains on the daily. So when is the boat going to become unstuck? Well, like I said, I don't have an answer and neither does anybody else. But when the ship does get unstuck, that doesn't just solve everything immediately. There is still going to be a backlog of at least, I think at minimum 7 days to get all those ships waiting on both sides to be able to cross. And at the end of the day, this ship will eventually become unstuck. Life will eventually go back to normal. And in a couple months from now, we will all think back about that one time when the whole world was focused on one boat that wasn't moving. Let me know down in the comments below if there are any other stocks that you are looking at to play during this whole fiasco. And if you think that this whole boat being stuck is going to have a bigger impact than I think we're all realizing. Let me know down in the comments below. Like the video if you liked the video. And as always, I will see you guys next video.